Hey boys and girls, it's the Punk Monk here. Just finishing up my new shirt, No Attack. And I've just been working on this new song over here. And I just had this experience that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm being hosted at this lovely, lovely, lovely house with this wonderful family where there are three very small children, small boys. And one of them is about 3. I think he is 3, actually. And I was hurrying on my way home. I went out with a friend of mine that was hosting me. We went out in the town and we did some stuff, and I was hurrying on my way home because I had a new riff in mind. I had a new idea in mind for this song I'm writing, and I couldn't wait to get home to play it. And so I was rushing in my mind, and we parked in the driveway, and we get out of the car, and sorry, it's kind of noisy back here. I didn't know that it's going to be that way. We get out of the car, and I'm on my way inside, and there's this little 3-year-old boy, and he looks up at me, and he says, I've been waiting for you. And I was like, what were you waiting for? And he was like, I've been waiting to play with you. And I was like, at that moment, your record gets scratched. Your thought process gets interrupted. Everything gets interrupted. Your daily worries get arrested. And you go screech. And all you do is you look down and you see this cute, innocent little kid that's like, I want to play with you. I've been waiting just for you. Now it reminds me of maybe the reason why I identify with this little dude so much is I remember clearly being 5. I remember clearly my childhood. I remember clearly what it was like being a kid. And I remember just starving for somebody to share my little world with me. But I didn't know how to talk about it, so I couldn't share my world with anyone else. So it was just like, shut up and mind your business. I was this person in the background. Meanwhile, I had all these thoughts and all these feelings, and it was little moments. Like, I remember one time, the first time I got my bicycle, I tried to ride it up a curb, and it, screwed up the frame and the front wheel, and these 2 teenage kids stopped playing their game of football, took out their dad's tool set, fixed my bike, and sent me on my way. Now, a stupid little memory of 2 strange dudes that spent 10 minutes to help out some little kid. But it meant so much to me that somebody paid attention to me. It meant so much to me that I didn't feel like alone in the world, And I can remember many, many little instances like that, where someone just reached down into my world and said, hey, you matter enough that I'm going to pay attention to you right now. So, I dropped my ideas, I dropped my groceries, and I said, hey, let's go play. And we went outside, and, this kid's 3, mind you. There's a mound of dirt, and we found a ball that was a deflated basketball. And he said, okay, so I'm going to roll the ball down the hill, and then you pick it up. And then you walk it over to me, because I can't catch it. And then I'll roll it down again. And every time I do that, I get a point. I said, okay, well then how do I get points? He said, you get points when you walk it back to me, and I get points when I roll it down the hill. And I said, okay. And then we did it a few times back and forth. And then he said, well, since I'm going to use both my hands and I'm going to throw it over my head, he said, I get 2 points. And so I said, well, if I walk it back to you with one hand, then I get 2 points. He said, no, it doesn't work that way. It can only work when you're standing on top of the mountain. And I was like, how do you get on top of the mountain? He was like, you have to get a lot of points. And I was like, okay. So we played and played and played. The wind blew the door. And the point of the story is that, for that moment in the sunshine with the 3-year-old child, negotiating rules about how to play the game of throw the ball up and down the mountain. And I think about all the things that I have been worried about in life, all the confusing logistical bullshit, all the things that we're worried about all day long, all the stuff that seems real. That moment on that grass with that child, negotiating rules about a deflated basketball. And no other reason than for the sheer joy of just playing. It's one of the most beautiful moments I think I've probably ever experienced, or maybe ever been aware of. So, if you have one of those little critters in your life, do me a favor and take a moment and spend it with them. Pay attention to them. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. It's the state of mind that matters. Allow yourself to go there. Allow yourself to be those kids on the dirt mound with the deflated basketball. I love you all with all my heart.